Okay, this is the sheet that's 1 through 9, no multiple choice. So 2 ways to do number 1. The first way is to say the derivative of e to the something is e to the something incorporating times the derivative of the something. So the derivative of 2 ln x is just going to be 2 times the derivative of ln x, which is 1 over x. So if you make this look a little nicer, you'll have this. Okay, but I will say in all likelihood, if this was multiple choice, it's not going to look like that because they're going to do it a completely different way. So let me make some room here. Okay, so I just want to refresh your memory that if you have something like this, you're allowed to bring the 3 down. So you can just move that 3 back and forth. Okay, keep that in mind. So I could rewrite the original as this. Bring the 2 back up. Once you do that, you might recognize that this is that rule. It's a base of e here, base of e here. So this entire thing, whoops, equals x squared. So I can write this entire thing is just x squared, and then the derivative is just 2x. Okay, so that's why it's really important for you to know that rule, because if you do it the other way, it might not match multiple choice, and you'd have to play around with it, which you could, but it would just take more time. Okay, let's go to number 2. Okay, so this is another situation just like what I had just said. So either you could do it as the derivative of e to the something is e to the something times the derivative of the something. So the derivative of ln of something is going to be 1 over that something times the derivative of the something. Okay, or we could do it the way that I just showed you. Okay, if you rewrite it, take this 4 and bring it up here. So you're going to get ln of x cubed all to the 4th. And if you remember from algebra, the rule is when you have an exponent to an exponent, you multiply them. So now you can go back and you can use that rule. Base of e here, base of e here. That means the whole thing equals this. So we could have written the entire thing as this, and then y prime is that. Okay. I'm going to go to a different color because that blue is annoying me. Number 3. Okay, so this time I'm just going to go straight ahead to making it a little bit nicer. So ln of x squared, bringing that, oops, I gotta get rid of that, sorry, and bring the 3 up here. So 2 times 3 is 6. Now I can use the rule. Base of e here, base of e here. So the whole thing equals x to the 6th. And that's the derivative. Okay, number 4. Okay, again, these are very popular questions. Base e here, base e here. So the whole thing equals that. So we have x times x squared, which is just x to the 3rd, and then here's the derivative. Number 5. Okay, this is a product rule. This times that. Okay, so it's the first times the derivative of the second. The derivative of sine of something is cosine of that something times the derivative of the something. Okay, so it's the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So the derivative of e to the something is e to the something times the derivative of the something. Okay. Number 6. Okay, the derivative of ln of something is 1 over that something times the derivative of the something. So that's going to be a quotient rule. So it's the bottom. Hang on 1 second. Okay, sorry, my stylus isn't working too good. I wanted to go for another one, but I can't find it. Okay, so we have the quotient rule. So it is the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. Okay, and I just want to point out that when you have 1 over a fraction, it just flips the fraction over. So that whole first term would turn into that. Then, of course, if you want to go further and simplify, be my guest. Okay, number 7. Okay, the derivative of cosine of something is negative sine of that something times the derivative of the something. Number 8. You're going to have to rewrite. Okay, and now it's going to be a chain rule. If you wanted to simplify, it would look like this. Okay, and finally number 9. Okay, so the derivative of ln of something is 1 over that something times the derivative of the something. The derivative of secant x is secant x tan x. The derivative of tan x is secant squared x. Okay, and that completes that sheet.